Okay, so at this point, you're in Dreamweaver. You're now going to create a new project or a new HTML page. We have already made our folder. We've already saved files in there. We have our document for our Word, all of our writing. We have all of our pictures. We have all of our buttons and banners. We have our PSD files, and we have our sliced images all currently saved inside this folder. So now we're going to hit Create New. We have New Document. It's an HTML file. And then you can hit Create. Okay. Now at this point, we're in split view. So right up here in the center, you see split. This is all code. This is split. And then we have live view and design. Okay. So each time we're doing something, I'll tell you if we're changing ever the way we're laying it out. But for right now, we're in split mode and that is perfectly fine. Down here is your already created HTML. It's got the head section. It has the information inside the head section, including the title. Then it has the closing head section, open, closed. Then we have our body section, open to close. So everything in between the two body tags go inside the body and will show. Everything between the two head tags will show in the head area or wherever it is displayed. The head only has one actual display, that is the title to the document. And then we have the ending HTML tag. So first thing you want to do is you want to title the page. So right here we go in, it says untitled document. This is the index page. So this would be my name, Matthew Cataldo website. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so at this point we have named and titled the page. I want to now save the page so we can save it and continue just with easy Command S on a Mac or Control S on a PC. So everyone hit Control S if you're using a PC or Command S if you're using a Mac. This page will be titled index.html. Okay. Like I said, index.html, sports.html, food.html, friends.html, family.html, music.html, all of those pages, that's how they'll be named. It's very easy, very basic. And then when you go to make all the links, you won't have to worry about wondering which page is which. And now hit save. Now up in the top left, we see that it is now saved. If we went and changed something, like if I added an apostrophe S, there's now a little star up in the top right corner above the L of HTML. All that means is the file now has had modifications or changes and is not currently saved. So if I hit Control S or Command S, the star would go away. So please let's save our file now and we'll be able to move on. Okay, so at this point, we are going to add tables to the body of our web page. So I'm just going to click here between the two tags. I can be above the close tag or I can be right here. I know this is in between. Here's where the body starts. Here's where the body ends. I could even hit return and jump down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a table. I'm going to insert and show you guys what the tables will look like. So I go insert table, or its keystroke is Control plus Alt plus T, or on a Mac, it would be Option Command T. Okay, so I click this. Now, inside the table, we're going to have two options, rows and columns. Okay, our table width will be 1024. We made our web page 1024 wide, so we'll keep the width at 1024. For right now, you will leave border thickness, cell padding, and cell spacing at 1. Now all you have to do is figure out how many rows you have and how many columns you have. Okay, so if you cut your website left to right, you're going to have multiple rows and one column. If you cut your website up and down, you're going to have one row, multiple columns. At this point, figure out how you cut your PSD and how many slices you ended up with. I'm going to continue recording. Okay, so at this point, you should know how many items you need. I am using one row and 6 columns. As I said, 1024 pixels, one border thickness, one cell padding, one cell spacing. And then I click OK. So as you see, my table goes across, and this is 1024 wide all the way to here. All right. So at this point, you click into your first cell. These are all individual cells. And then we're going to insert an image. Okay. Okay, so at this point, like I said, you have your table laid out, either columns or rows. One of the numbers is 1. As you see, I have 1 row and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. I click inside my first column. I go insert image. On a PC, that's Control Alt I. On a Mac, it's Option Command I. I click nest. Once I click nest, my folder my ability to select a folder will come up. I want to then go to the folder, ROP web. Then I want to go to my first website. And then I'm going to open up images. So now you're going to see index_1, index_2, _3, _4, _5. They're all going to be there. So I'm doing my jewelry page right now as the example. So please click on your first image of index or first image of whatever page you're working on, and then click OK. As you see now, my file has appeared. I see that piece. All 5 of my other cells have been moved down, which is okay. They will all get put into order as we go. And now all I have to do is click in the second cell, insert image, nest, and now I take the second one. Now the second part is popped in. At this point, we will continue on to do all pieces. So please continue to insert until we have all the images in our table, which will be, for me, a total of 6. Make sure you are clicking in the next table each time and you're not putting them together in a table. We don't want any of that. We want them all to have their own place. Insert image, nest, pick the file you want. I'm on number 5. Then I have my last one, insert image, nest, and this is number 6. As you see, my web page looks like it has come back together pretty well. All the slices look like they work. They fit pretty good. I do have the border and some spacing, but I know because I left those at 1 to begin with. All right, so at this point, we have all of our pieces in. I'm going to come down here to my HTML area. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make the border, the spacing, and the padding all 0. That helps to take my entire image back to its original, but it is still broken up into parts. The nice thing about it being broken up into parts is it will download faster if people have slower internet. I know most of us don't think about people having slow internet because most of us have fast internet, but there are people in this area who don't have the fastest of internet. And then as you travel around the country where they haven't laid down fiber optics and they don't have all these fast connections, they work off very slow internet connections. They break up and they slow down. So we want to make sure if they're looking at our website that they're looking at as fast as they can. So we'll break it up into these areas. Okay, at this point, we're going to now go in and draw what are called hotspots over our buttons so we can then link. First thing that has to be done is we have to bring up our properties tab. So I go to window and I click on the properties tab. Now I'm going to bring this down and drop it down at the bottom. It will become blue and kind of light up. When you see it become blue, like it's about to attach, let it attach. Then our next step is to go from live mode to design mode. If you're already in design mode, you're good. But make sure you're in design mode. And now down here at the bottom, I'm gonna try and bring this up just a little bit for everybody because sorry about that glitch. So what I want to do is I'm going to click into the first area, so the first picture area, and then I'm going to come down to the bottom and it says map, target. Then it has some tools. We got our pointer hotspot tool, rectangular hotspot, circle hotspot, polygon. And then above it, we have all the information about the image we're currently on. Image 42K right here above the link to it shows jewelry page -1_01. And then below it, we have no link. So what I'm going to use, just take my rectangle tool, I click on it, and then I come up here, I click, I hold, I drag, and I am going to draw a box around my local apparel button. Then I come down here and it says hotspot. Then it says link and a pound sign. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to do local apparel.html because that is the name of the page. All of our pages are going to be named with proper names of the button, of the page, so we know what to name them. We don't have to go and do anything. We can, if we want, click on this browse for file button, and then we could open up our folder and find the web page. But to do that, we would already have to have made all of our pages. Right now, we're making one page at a time. You can obviously make all of your pages, then go back and link. But like I said earlier, we should know what our pages are called so we don't have to worry about going back. I now click on my second image. I come down, I get my rectangle hotspot, and I draw a box around dresses. Then I come over here and I go dresses.html. I know that's the name of the page, and then I continue on. So let's right now hotspot and link all of the buttons on our first page. Click, drag, release, come down here, tops.html. Click on my next image, click the hotspot button for rectangle, click, drag, hold, and release. Name the file, bottoms.html. Click on our last item, click, hold, drag, release. And then the last one will be contact us.html. So at this point, we are ready to save. So Control S to make sure that we've saved all of our current stuff. The star goes away from the HTML page. And all we have to do is close our HTML page. We can click on a new one if we're ready to create page number 2. Come in. I can save this as whatever my next page is going to be. If it's going to be family, if it's going to be friends, I'll call this one dresses.html because my next page will be dresses. Save it. And then I begin the process again of bringing in a table, figuring out how big the table is going to be, how many cells or how many rows or how many columns. And then I go about adding the pictures, and then I go about adding the links with the hotspots.